Hey everyone, so this is the next video in the series about unit testing. We have learned a lot in this unit so far. So these are the some advanced concept and these are the good to know things that we can make use of, right? This video I'm going to talk about test execution order and test instance. Let's see what are these. So first of all, execution order. So when in a single class you have many test cases, right? So you have written at the rate test annotation, you have different test methods. So when you are executing those uh, from the class, they are executed by default. They are executed using some fixed non-deterministic order, and many times you want you execute those test cases, they will be on the same order, right? You can try it. This is the default behavior, but we can override this default behavior, and those default behaviors that we can override, we can make those random orders, we can make those alphanumeric orders, and we can make those orders as per our own facility, as per our own ease, using order annotation. All right, this is about the first topic. Next topic we are going to talk about is about the test instance, right? So you have test class, right? So anytime you are executing your test, there is test instance. That's the object of that class is also created. The question is how many times the object, the instance of that class is created. So by default that behavior is per method. So as many test cases as you have, as many times the test instances as created, right? So this is the default behavior, and this is there in order to ensure that if there is any fixed relationship between two unit test cases or like that scenario, that should not be hampered, right? So all the state of the test instance is reset at the starting of execution of each method, right? So this is to make in, so it is the best practice to have not relation between two unit test cases, but sometimes we have some situation like this that we need in some way, right? So but we can override that per method behavior so that we can avoid the instance creation as many methods as are there. So we can make use of the per class, right? So when you are executing a test class, so the only one instance of that class will be created, and as many test cases are executed into that class will be under those single instance, under that single instance, right? So let me go ahead and show you this in example in detail, right? So first we will be discussing about the execution order, then test instance. So this is our project, calculator project, where we are looking into the test cases. So we have parameterized test demo, demo test, calculator at test, and all these, right? So to do this, so first understand this in the small test case where we have only two test cases. So I'm going to explain you. So let me first execute it default one, right? So what is the, so I already have shown you, but let's see this one again. So this is the order that it is coming, right? First we are seeing this one, then this one is coming, right? So how we can override this behavior? So this is the class level annotation that you have to use, test method order, right? Inside that you have to pass the which order that you want, right? So first let's say I want it to be ordered by some not order annotation. Let's see first random, right? So random dot class, what is the meaning of the, as many times as you execute this test there will be different order of execution. So if I run this, so I'll see this come first one, and this, there will be no order, you cannot determine that. So this will be picked, each test case will be picked randomly. So this is the currently is one, then it is coming. So let me execute this again. So probably second will execute the first time. So here you see first it is coming first one. So as many times as you execute there will be no fixed order, right? So this is the random. Next see the alphanumeric, right? Alphanumeric order. So it will see the name of the method or display name that is there, and then will determine it will order alphabetically that are there, right? So first if I execute this again, I'll get the currently infected people because this is the first in the order of the alphabet. See, we are seeing this one. So if I change this one for the sake of order, if I change make it Z so that it comes last in the order. So now we will see how to protect from corona as first, right? Yeah, you see order is changed now. So this is how we can make use of the order, that alphanumeric annotation. And next coming to order annotation, right? So this order annotation we can, along with this I have to use one more annotation, order. And whatever order I give here, suppose I am giving it here order 1 and order 2. So this will be so 1 2 3 4. So first 1 will come first, 2 will come second, and 3 will come third. So this will be in ascending order, 1 2 3 4. So the order that you have given, right? So if I execute this, so first we will see this one, then this one, order 1 and order 2, right? Yeah, see. And if I change this order, if I make this one as order 10, so now in order it is coming first, so order will be changed. Yeah, you see, now we are seeing the currently this order that is there. So this is the example that you can make use of in the if I use in parameterized demo test. So you can use here as well, it is going to work fine, that I have explained you here. So it is as per the test annotation that you have, right? So whatever order you want, you can use this one. And next one, we have in calculator at test, we have nested annotation, right? Nested annotation. So this ordering is as per the class, right? So if you want to if I use here test method order, and I will say order annotation dot class. So here in this one in this class we have different classes that are nested. We have grouped the test cases actually, right? And there are few which are independent, they are not they are not nested in other one. The point is, test methods that are directly under a test class will be honored under order and ordering the annotation, right? So if they are inside another class, right? If I want to say that this is the test case number 7 and this is the another test nested class that is there, another nested class is here, and I want this order test case to be executed first one. So we cannot mix up those things. We can order the things, order the test cases inside the class only, right? So this is how that you can try it, right? So I'm not going to show you this in example, you can try it, it's very easy to demo, right? So this is all the scenario under the method test method ordering that you can. So even if you have display name, that is not going to hamper anything. So if you want to use the @ order, random order, alphanumeric, you can use it. So display name is going to be used for the ordering, right? This is about it, alphanumeric, random, and this one, right? So default one. So next coming to the test instance part, right? Again coming to this one, I want to take this small test which have as many small so that it makes sense, right? So let's create the I want to see how many instances of demo test is created when there are two test classes. So let me create the instance of this one constructor and pass number, right? Test instance, right? So I'm executing this. So by default this behavior is per method. So there are two test methods here, so there will be two instances of this class demo test, right? So if I show you, there are, it is printed two times, test instance, right? So this should be keep in mind. So yeah, and how, why it is there, it should be also mentioned. So that the state of the class is reset. So in actual scenarios, when you are writing the test cases, there are multiple classes that are interacting with each other, right? So the instance of those you are creating, and suppose that instance state is changed in a particular test class, so it is there to, in order to reset those state as if the this test method is written in a single test class, right? So it is there to ensure that. But if you are sure that there is no need to create the instance per method, you can override this behavior using test instance. So you can use life cycle per class. We have two, per class and per method. Per method is the default behavior. Per class we can override it, right? So if I show you now, test instance will be created only once, right? Spelling correction. Yes, you see, only once it is created, test instance, right? So this is how you can control about the test instances. And here also it comes into picture the life cycle methods that are there, right? So we have life cycle methods, right? Before each, and similarly we have tear down and after each, right? This by default, if you have a per method test instance creation, there is not much need of this before each, right? So that it is needed only when you are creating only when you are doing some database operation, you are creating some file operation, that connections you need to close uh, before closing the instance, right? So it is needed, there is no replacement of this. But if there are no such things, you just need to create the instance and I need to garbage collect those things. Then there is no need of before each if you are going with the default behavior. If you are going with the per class behavior, you need to have the before each so that you can manually reset the instances, right? So this is the thing that needs to be taken care. When you are overriding any default behavior, so you should always know the effect that it is going to create, right? So that you can take care of those things manually, and you should understand those default behaviors, right? So this is about the test instance and test method order. I hope you understood it and you can make use of this as per your scenario, as per your cases. And test method order sometimes plays very much important role, right? So even if there is best practice that your unit test cases should not depend on each other, but there are scenarios that it is there, so you can make use of this test method order in that case, right? So the actual scenario, if I talk about, there may be some unit test case which is inserting some data into database, right? And you have another unit test case which is making use of those data that first unit test case is inserting. So in this case, ordering matters, and you can make use of the test method order, right? And similarly, same case goes with the test instance also. It is situation wise. When you have custom situation, you can customize the behavior. Otherwise, default behavior is good enough, and you can go ahead with that, right? So this is the end of the video. I'll see you in the next video with the next topic in the JUnit series, right? So till then, take care and stay home, stay safe.